Walking around this beautiful field. It's just a little section in this park here. It probably doesn't come out so well on camera, like the colors and the brightness and the aliveness of this area. It just looks so beautiful, the way that tree and that rock, all the bushes are, and all the yellow flowers everywhere. I wanted to take this time, if you may. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for clicking on to talk about maybe one of the universal principles behind success, in a way, related to happiness, and why maybe finding success is a lot harder than you might think it is. Because in theory, if you will, maybe you believe in God, some sort of universal power, and anything of that sense. Maybe you believe in atheism like it's a religion. There are principles, there are rules, and maybe, if you will, you call them God, you call them whatever you want, doesn't want you to just be successful and just literally have everything you wanted handed to you, because what you really want is happiness, peace of mind, freedom. You want to, be able to, basically, I don't want to go too much on that. Feel good. You want to be happy. You want to feel like you have the real success. You want to feel like you don't have to worry anymore. You don't have to necessarily deal with negative emotions anymore. And if you really break things down, if you can really just follow with me, this is probably something you've heard before. Just getting all the money in the world isn't gonna fix your problems. It's not really gonna give you that success you're looking for. And I think part of the reason sometimes getting successful is so hard is because whatever you want to believe in wants you to actually get what you want. It wants you to actually be happy when you get the success. It wants you to actually have that peace of mind and freedom that you wanted the money to give you. Now, because it's possible somebody hands you $1 million and you're happy for a week, and then next week some little thing sets you off, or you go back to your same patterns. There's a saying that goes, wherever you go, there you are. You could be staying on vacation and you're just there like on the beach, Miami, Florida, chilling, laying down in a chair, you got a beer in your hand or whatever you like to do, and you're still not happy. You still have your same patterns, your same mindset, you're still that same person who had those problems before, and you may subconsciously be looking for more problems. I might not go on too long with this video. The whole point, the reason I'm just trying to explain all this, is basically to tell you what I just told you. But basically the idea is that, actual true happiness isn't really just dependent on success, and that you can literally get success, all the success. By success, I mean, your life's dreams come true, you get everything you want out of life. You can literally get that and still not be happy. Now, granted, if you pick the right path, if you go down a path where you're actually doing something you truly want to do, it's going to be a lot harder to not be happy versus the guy who just did something for money, and then now he's like, oh, I have the money, now where's the happiness? And you got to really look for it separately, because there was no thought about happiness before. It was just looking at the money. But it could still happen to the regular person. Like, how many people... There's a really great thought you gotta really kind of ponder to really fully grasp it. But how many people do you know have what you want, have what you're looking for, and still aren't happy? And I mean that, they might look happy on the surface, but on the inside they might not really be. I was at a yacht yard, I should say. Really nice place. All these rich people around, nice hotels, people there on vacation, yada yada, expensive looking place, people with these boats. I don't know what boats go for, but they look like they're at least $500,000 boats, if not more money than that. And then you see all these people on it, and they're just sitting on their boats. Like, they didn't even feel the real need or will to even move the boat, to go out in the water. So they come to the boat dock, they get in their boats, and they just sit there. And they just continue their lives there. And it's like, that's really all that money gives you. If you really look at it, it just lets you be miserable in a lot more luxurious environment. And granted, I will say that, yeah, when you're sitting inside of your luxury Mercedes or BMW, whatever you want to buy, versus your broke down, don't want to offend anybody, but versus your broke down car, yeah, you're going to be a little bit more comfortable. You'll probably feel a little bit better, but you're not going to feel 10 times better. You're not going to feel 100 times better. You're not going to feel 1,000 times better. And that's also, you got to, with the separation, understanding that, you know, you might get something and then in a moment you're really happy and excited. But once it becomes normal, once you don't even think about it anymore, once it just becomes your life, once this is just what it is, you get left almost pondering this question, subconsciously at least. Where was the real happiness? What was this really for? Where is that peace of mind and freedom that I really wanted? When do I get to enjoy my life? And this sounds really weird, because these ideas really sound like they're conflicting. You would really think if you had everything you ever wanted, you'd just be happy. But desire is a funny thing. They broke it down. I think his name was David Hawkins, Power versus Force. Broke it down really simply. He actually made a map of consciousness, and he broke down desire in the way it's so simple. Like, I understood it, but I just never heard it this way. He said basically when you get what you desire, the desire just moves on to something else. So that really can happen. If you're sitting there like, oh, I want all this money, I want all this success, I want all these cars, then you get it and you enjoy it, and then you look for the next thing you want because you really didn't get that fulfillment. And now breaking it down, look at yourself right now. Think about what you want in life. Am I recording? Making sure I'm recording. Think about how many things you want in life right now in this very moment. Now think about how many times before in your past you wanted things, and then at some point eventually, maybe it took years, you got it. And don't over examine this. Don't be like, you know, as you are right now, you want things that you obviously don't have. But look in the past. Look at when you really got things. Don't be like, oh, I never got that expensive car I wanted. But you know, you could even be a child and you get that toy you want. You get that video game you want. You could even just get that piece of food you want. And then how long does it take before you look for the next toy, the next piece of food, you know, just the next thing? You gotta try to understand, work with me here. I'm trying to break down basically happiness versus success as far as sort of mentally comprehensible. See, I like to talk about this a lot in my videos. You gotta learn how the human mind really works. You gotta learn how to work with it. You gotta learn at least how to work around it or work through it. A lot of different ways to approach that, but so that you can actually get what you really want. So ironic, because I've just told you, maybe you don't even really want that stuff. Maybe you just think you just want something. There's just something out there that you want. I'm gonna kind of plug this next thought in, but I don't want it to sound too much like it's rambling. We all kind of carry part of the human condition, this sort of like feeling inside of us that something's always wrong, and that we need to take an action against it to correct that. And lots of times that action is getting something new. And I'm not even saying that that's not, you know, the wrong thing to do. I will admit, you know, granted, if you follow me here, your broken down car, yeah, you still want a nice new car. I understand that. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with chasing success. I think you should chase financial success. You should chase financial freedom. I don't want to tell you not to, because I do think those are tools to help you sort of get the happiness, but I really see it like it's sort of half of the battle. It's not going to give you happiness. It's not gonna just like take you all the way there, but I will admit that it can at least get you halfway there. At least you can use money to start removing situations in your life that cause you stress, that cause you worry. You know, you can try to sort of, in a sense, buy peace of mind, not in every single sense of it. You know, you can buy yourself a working car, you can put food on your table, you can support your family, you can give them a house to live in, like the simple things. Those things are meaningful. You can take them on a vacation. Those things are meaningful, but they've actually tested this and they studied it and they've proven it that after a certain amount of money, I think the number they said, you know, it could vary from person to person depending on where you're living, what you feel like you need. But they say maybe around after like 75,000, when you have what you need, they've shown that having more money doesn't actually make you more happier. So that being said, I'm saying I encourage you to go after money, to go after financial freedom, financial independence. But basically the whole point of this video is that those are just sort of to remove, you know, those just little worries in the back of your mind of if you can pay your bills, because that's a real reality. That's something you got to worry about if you can put food on your table. But after you've done that, that's when the real work starts. That's what we're here for today. That's what a lot of my videos are really about. That basically the whole point of this video right now is that getting what you want isn't truly going to make you happy. Now I have videos, if you hold on for a second, I have videos that talk about how to actually be happy, how to actually enjoy life. So those are definitely something worth checking out. I just want to explain to you that success is just half the battle. Like, I'm not gonna literally sit here right now and tell you how to be happy, because I have an entire video about it. So I don't want to, you know, make this video 3 times as long, because I'm talking about stuff I have on other videos and just kind of waste, you know, everybody's time when I've already went over it. But I just want to, you know, explain really for this video. I really just want to explain that success is just basically like half the battle. And then after you get the success, you still have to figure out on your own how you're actually going to be happy, making sure we're still recording, how you're actually going to enjoy life. And now there's a lot of different ways to go about that, and like I can't even just tell you necessarily, because it's not always that simple. Like, the simplest way to tell you is to just live in the moment. You know, stop worrying about the past, stop worrying about the future, stop worrying about your problems, you know, let a lot of stuff go, let go of your trauma. But it's honestly, it could be years of work to sort of reprogram your mind to be happy, because it's not necessarily hardwired to be happy, it's hardwired for survival. Like, when you get an emotion, like a bad emotion in your body, that's your body telling you to go fight a situation, and sort of you gotta pull yourself back and do a lot of deprogramming and a lot of reprogramming so you actually can get out and enjoy life. And that sounds weird, but I can explain that really simply. If you were to just try to smile, see, right now it feels forced. Like, just go out in the street and start smiling. When next time you're in a supermarket, just hold a smile. See how weird it feels. That's right there, it explains basically everything. It could be weird for people to actually smile, to actually laugh. It could feel weird. Your body might actually think it's a weird thing to do. It may not even understand it, be like, what are you doing? Smiling and being happy. We don't do this. All on a subconscious level, because consciously, yeah, you want to be happy, but how many times do you actually just laugh for no reason? Do you smile for no reason? Do you actually feel like you're happy? I feel like this video is coming to an end. Don't want to hold on to this point for too long. But yeah, that basically kind of explains the gist of it. Yeah, but I really been on that point. Because, like, honestly, I could do it right now. It feels forced. It feels forced. It doesn't feel like a real natural smile, and that's what you really want. And it's sort of like, to deprogram yourself from that, you might actually have to walk around for days, if not years, holding a smile, trying to fake a laugh. Really, you might really have to try to fake laughing for a while so that you could get some real laughs to come up. Just get your body going, get the smiles coming out. You might have to fake smiles and just hold it to get your body used to it, so that you can actually have the real smiles, have the real lives. On just being happy, a lot of it is about removing all the negativity in our world and in our mind, so that we can just experience happiness. But you know, that's not always so easy. We all have a lot of traumas that are inside of us. Be honest with yourself. You have like past things that maybe you regret, or you wish didn't happen, or you wish happened differently. And that's a whole process. I have videos on how to let go of trauma, or I have one on how to remove depression. You know, that's a whole like segment on its own. But I basically in that talk about focusing on your feelings and accepting them, so that you can process it the same way you would a happy emotion, where you're just like, I'm happy and I just accept it. And I'm like telling you to do the same with a depression moment or a sadness moment, to focus on that. I'm going too sideways on this video. I hope I inspired you guys. I hope I taught you guys something. The real point of this video was just to tell you that just because you get the success in life doesn't mean you're gonna be happy, and you might still need to work on it. And I can't really just break down how to be happy so simple, because I think that's a whole study on its own. I think if you want to be happy, you should be reading books on happiness, watching videos on happiness, studying and actually learning how to be happy, as weird as that sounds. Because like I said, the human mind is really programmed for survival, to keep you alive. It's not programmed to just make you feel good for no reason. That's what drugs do. And I'm not recommending you go do drugs, because I want you to find the real happiness inside of yourself that's going to be stronger and more powerful, more potent and more longer lasting than any drug that you're going to just be dependent on and addicted to. Then you need to go get that so you can feel good, when it's like you could have done it on your own the whole time. You could find that happiness inside of you, and then you could even go do some drugs and be like, wow, what was I even doing this for? Now that's a really like far off like thought, because you have to kind of rise in the ranks of your happiness level through time and work and study. But you really can go do drugs and then be like, although I'm already happy, what am I even doing this for? They kind of only resonate with people when they're at such a low level that they need it just to pull you up. But when you know how to pull yourself up, and you do it every single day, you keep pulling yourself up, you keep pulling yourself up, you keep pulling yourself up, you're gonna find new heights, new higher levels of happiness and fulfillment and life joy that you never even knew were possible. They're out there. It all happens in here. It's kind of hard for people to take in. Sure, got a few minutes before the camera cuts me off, but the happiness is in here. Everything you want to experience is in here. All those like outside things, they could help try to stimulate your happiness, but all they truly do is get you in a state of mind where you can be like, oh, I can relax, I can be happy now. But where is that real happiness? Is the car giving you the happiness? Or is that happiness experience you're feeling inside of yourself? And my question is, can you create that experience for yourself? How do you create that experience for yourself? How are you gonna go about finding it? How are you gonna go about chasing it, pursuing it? How are you gonna go about actually making yourself happy, making a life you wanna live? Truly just being happy for no reason. That's really the end game goal, to be able to be happy for no reason. Because once it's dependent on something, that thing is gonna change, it's gonna leave, something's gonna happen to it, you're gonna find another problem with it, it's not gonna be perfect. There's always gonna be something else. And if you're stuck in this problem mentality, that problem with it's gonna eat you alive. Which is why you need to just, and trying to end it here, just be happy on your own, because you can. And once you find that happiness that doesn't depend on anything, then when you have that thing too, you can still have your nice car, your nice house, your nice wife or husband, but you'll actually be able to enjoy it even more, because you were able to enjoy yourself without them, and now you just come into them in a state of joy, and then it's just like a big joy party. That's what I want. I want the world to be a big joy party where we're all just walking around happy for no reason, sharing our happiness, sharing our joy, adding to other people's happiness and joy. When we actually go on these grand life experiences, we actually get to enjoy them, not sitting there in our problem stuck mentality, but in our mentality that we're happy for no reason. And this is just now even more reason to be happy when we didn't even need one. So now we can actually go enjoy our lives. What are you gonna do to be able to enjoy your lives more? So like I said, you can get all the success in the world, but it does not mean you're gonna be happy. You still have to find that on your own. So I'm basically inspiring you for this video to go on a search, go on a journey for that inner happiness that it is you really want out of life. It's inside of you. You're not gonna find that outside. The outside just gives you an excuse to go inside of yourself to find that happiness. Hit that subscribe button so I can help you guys on your journey, and I hope you guys have a lovely life, not day life, because I'm here to change people's lives every day. So check out that subscribe button so I can help you have a nice life.